Strong Towers, it's Diana here again. I hope you're all doing okay and that you've had a good week. You might have noticed that I haven't got my big Wiley teddy with me today. I've got Luna instead. This is our cat Luna and she's 3. And we got her when she was a kitten, when she was about 8 weeks old. So she's been part of our family for a little while now. I wonder if any of you guys have got a pet. What kind of pet have you got? You can shout out and tell me. Are you going to go now? No, you're going to lie down. Having a pet takes quite a bit of care, doesn't it? There are certain things that you need or that you need to do when you have a pet. Can you think of any of the things that you might need to do if you had a pet at home? Have a think and I'll come back to you in a minute with your ideas. Luna left me, so I've come back to sit in the kitchen, but that's okay because I asked you a question, didn't I? What was it again that I asked you? Oh yeah, what are the things that you need to be able to look after a pet? I wonder what you thought of. Well, maybe you said things like giving it the right food and giving it the right drink. Perhaps you said something like making sure it's got a bed to sleep in. See, we bought Luna a lovely cat bed, but all she wants to do is sleep in a cardboard box. That's cats for you, some people would say. Maybe you said things like take it to the vets if it needs injections or if it's poorly and it needs to be made better. Or perhaps you said take it out for a walk. If you had a dog, if you've got a dog at home, you have to take it out for walks regularly, don't you? Or perhaps you've got a smaller pet that likes to come out and play sometimes and have a little bit of a run around. And there are lots of things that we would need to do to take care of a pet properly, aren't there? Today we're going to be thinking about how God takes care of us. Can you say that with me and maybe do the actions as well? God takes care of us, all of us. Here's what Jesus said about it. This is our story today from the Beginner's Bible. And this is Jesus teaches on a mountain. So if you've got a Bible like this, you might want to have a look at it or look at the same story in your Bible as well. This story is in the books of Matthew and Luke, and it's page 318 in my Bible. And this is what it says. All sorts of people went to see Jesus. Children, mothers, fathers, grandmas and grandpas. They all wanted to hear what he was teaching. Look at the birds, said Jesus. Do they store up food in a barn? No, God feeds them. Look at the flowers, said Jesus. They don't work or make clothes. God dresses them in lush leaves and pretty petals. Then Jesus said, you are much more important than the birds. You are much more important than the flowers. So do not worry. If God takes care of them, God will take care of you. Shall we remind ourselves of that again? Can you remember the actions? God takes care of us. Perhaps we could think of some of the ways that God takes care of us. Sometimes it can be difficult, can't it, to understand the ways in which God looks after us. But I wonder what God has given you that keeps you safe and sheltered from the outside, especially when the weather's bad or stormy. I wonder what God has given you to keep you warm and make sure that nobody sees you in your underwear. I wonder how God blesses you and gives you things to make sure that your tummy doesn't rumble all the time. God looks after us in all of those different ways. And He's given us families and friends and teachers and our friends at church as well. All sorts of people around us that look after us too. So sometimes when we're feeling a little bit worried or we're not sure how God is looking after us, we can remember some of those things, and we can remember that Jesus tells us not to worry. If you want to spend a little bit more time thinking about that and maybe doing some fun craft activities, then go back onto the resources website, on St John's website, and with the Strong Towers videos, you'll find the information for today's crafts as well. So God took care of the birds, didn't He? So there are some ideas on there for doing a bird craft and making your own bird. And God took care of the flowers, right? So there's also an idea on there for making a flower craft. And there is also, I think, an idea for some planting that you could do, maybe grow your own flowers, and some ideas on there of how you could keep chatting with the people in your house about the ways in which God takes care of us. And I hope you have lots of fun while you're doing those things and continuing to chat and think of all the ways that God looks after us. See you again soon, everybody. Bye bye.